But I don't want to do anything when I'm too tired either. Oh well, I have to look at the graphic too. Have I finally gotten anything on this side? Yeah, now it's filling up on this side too. Because this has been at 0, though I have done things related to that. So I was like, uh, basic pen testing. This is a machine that allows you to practice web app hacking and privilege escalation. Okay, okay, so it's just one list here. Ah. So it's like, by the way, we still have the other stuff running, right? So let's close a few things down here. Why can't I spell clear? And let's just close this one all the way there. I'm just thinking, should I make more notes? My thought. Alternative from my god, I can't spell it even in my head. Yeah, it's not GFO, it's GTFO. GTFO. GTFO pens. And this one shows the string more explicitly, so it's easy to read. Why don't they have this, you know, on their web page? That would make it more easy. And here we can also remember the now, right? And I learned about these files. This is very interesting. So maybe I can even use this on my Minecraft server, because I've been thinking of ways to start it automatically, but I want to use screen too, and I have not known how to start it really. Maybe this is a possible way to do it. So maybe let's start this one. One page. Task to learn the following: bird forcing, hash cracking, service enumeration, Linux enumeration. And I hope this is not just repetition, but something new. What last room was lots of repetition and then something new at the end. That's good, but I prefer not as much repetition. Oh right, I have the wrong title of the stream. I just realized. Let's update it. It's not Linux Prev-esque. Well, it is. But it's now we're doing the basic pentesting. So let's just update it so it's updated. We have an IP. So before I do anything else, I'm just going to start nmap, and I'm thinking let's do p at once. We still want to do it anyway, right? And it's not that slow. So while we read, we can do that. So the main goal here is to learn as much as possible. Yes, that's always my goal. Make sure you're connected to our network. Yes. Okay, so some Vulnhub person did this, I guess. Answer the question. Deploy the machine and connect our network. Find the services exposed on the machine. We're working on it. I guess it will say nmap, right? Yeah. So we're doing the nmap scan. It just finished. What is the name of the hidden directory? On the web server, enter name without slash. Well, yeah. So I'm just scrolling up to the top. I'm thinking, should we make notes on this one? We'll see, it's not much question, so maybe it's very simple, so we don't have to. Or we don't have any use in doing it. That's how I should say it. What is the name of the hidden directory on the web server? Sometimes you can see stuff already here. But I'm thinking we will go Buster 2 here at once. We might see something though. We can start it. So why did it remember this one? Because I started this window before I closed the other one. That's why. What was the new thing that they added? So let's actually look at the notes at once again. And I'm going for my nmap notes, and I added something here. What was it? No, not one of these. Maybe it wasn't for nmap. Maybe it was for... Yeah, it was for GoBuster. Why did I go to nmap? It was a GoBuster notes. So web, fuzzing, GoBuster. Maybe it was the C I thought about. No, it was the E. It was the E. Maybe we should use the E to test it, right? And I think last time I added it at the end and it worked. So let's first paste the IP, then add the -E at the end, and we'll just making sure that the port is actually 80, so it will find it. We have several patches here. Well, let's start with that. Then I don't know what they mean by hidden. I just typed development as the first directory and it was right. Yeah, I do like some Dear Buster thingy. It says use brute force to find username and password. And then it wants us to... Well, let's start with just looking at the web page because we haven't done that yet. So you can see the screen I'm watching. Just making sure. So we can close this one or we can just paste the IP here. And let's click here. And the going maintenance. Please check back later. So then we do development. And we had dev.txt. I've been messing with that strut stuff. It's pretty cool. I think it might be neat to host that on the server too. Haven't made any real web apps yet, but I've tried that example you get to show off how it works. And it's a REST version of the example. Oh, and right now I'm using version 2.5.12 because other versions were giving me trouble. SMB has been configured. I got a patch set up. We'll put in content later. So let's, instead of opening like this, open them like this. Because I want to have them there still for J. So this is also from K. And then J, I did this bit here. I've been auditing the contents of its shadow to make sure we don't have any weak credentials. And I was able to crash your hash really easy. Okay, so to know, you know our password policy, so please follow it. Change that password ASAP. Okay, we have J and we have K. And J has a simple password, but we don't know their full names yet, what that I've seen. Alright, let's also duplicate this, and let's do oh my goodness, sorry, clicking too many buttons here, clicking the wrong buttons.
Cocaine 1 PT says,
welcome in.
Hello there.
Let's see. Just looking there too. So we just got a few files here.
Rare parrot.
Rare parrot. A rare parrot. They want us to brute force.
VR Mechatronics says, hello.
Hello, how's it going? How did your meeting go? Or what it was, like some kind of meeting, right? Presentation?
Cocaine 1 PT says, tired as fuck. Finally weekend.
Yeah, finally Friday. That's nice. And I'm eating Thai chicken.
Christy says,
same here, cocaine.
VR Mechatronics says, they will answer me in May next month.
Oh, that's long to wait. Oh, that's a long time. I hope you get a yes anyway. But I guessed you would never get to reply that quickly. So they actually want us to try usernames and passwords without knowing more than J and K. Or rather, knowing that it starts probably with J.
Cocaine 1 PT says, Christy well didn't work that much today, but still. Fried, D.
Then we also know that it's 3 letters in the username and the password. You know how many letters they are even. So, I don't know where they want them. Do they want them for? Let's look at the Nmap again.
Says,
There's another
But
website,
Sweden
right?
is
Let's look at
nicer.
the other
I will go to
website.
Karlskrona. Smile, smile. Christy says.
Okay.
I have one of those days. I can't find my ass if I will search it.
Cocaine
Okay.
1 PT says.
So you will go
Ahahaha.
to Karlskrona
Translated from Tagalog.
instead of Denmark, which is in Sweden, right? I'm like, isn't it? So, I think I got a rice piece.
VR Mechatronics says.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? You know, I guess you're Danish, so then it would be
Christy
nice to
says.
go to other countries.
I was in Karlskrona as well.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
I've never been there, I think. Maybe when I was tiny. I'm kind of thinking that there was another, at least one other.
VR Mechatronics says. I was born in Poland.
Oh, Poland, cool. Who else? I think we had someone else from Poland in here. Or maybe it was just, yeah, definitely someone. Oh my goodness. Or was it you? But I didn't remember the name then, maybe? Maybe. I think it was someone else too. So we have SSH, right? So that's where we'll probably try the logins.
69 says.
You both worthless and weak cocaine won't be crispy.
Well, I was thinking the other day, or
It's not
yesterday.
like construction.
Not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Anyway, when
You're just
Alhasred
sitting
was
in front of a
streaming,
computer.
and he
Christy
said that
says.
he got so tired from it, and
General,
I
I'm
thought
a
like,
turn
oh
you
my
in a
god,
stick again.
I'm very happy I don't get tired from it. Then I couldn't do this, you know, every day and lots of hours.
Says.
Let's dance.
This is just nice. So let's see. We have SSH. We have looked at the HTTP at this one. Site doesn't have a title. And then we have
Damn it, I need a TTS of Bruce
also
Campbell.
here.
This doesn't sound right otherwise.
Christy says.
Let's dance, yes.
Yeah, dance
Has
time,
BRB.
Friday evening.
Translated from Tagalog.
But I'm actually
General
going to
Listemovto
continue.
69 says.
Groovy.
Let's start with looking at the other web. And then we
Cocaine
also
1
have
PT
this.
Says. Smile, smile. Why I'm getting outmoded here all the time.
You got automated again.
Fault Generalissimo to 69.
Oh, well, I don't know. I have like a very low setting, at least on the auto mode. I just enabled it on the lowest, I think. But maybe letter combinations.
Generalissimo to 69 says.
Not my fault or a scrub. And unlucky smile smile.
Well, anyway, this is called
Cocaine
Basic
1
2.
PT says. You see?
Basic 2.
He didn't get automod. With the same word. Bullshit automod bot. Generalissimo to 69 says.
That's 'cause I'm the best. Of the best. Of the best.
Cocaine
So it
1
thinks
PT
it's
says.
Windows 6,
Sure.
but it's actually Ubuntu? Or what on earth is it saying? This is a
More
version
Tobacco Plaza.
of the SMB. I might take the opportunity to look at this first, but let's just do the 8080 first. Yeah, and do you know what these actually are? 8080, 8080.
Generalissimo 69 says,
This stuff will turn you into sexual Tyrannosaurus. Just like me. Cocaine 1PT. Where is this quote from? Smile, smile.
If you're seeing this, you successfully installed Tomcat. And I
Cocaine
guess
1
that's what he
PT
was talking
says,
about here, right?
translated from French.
I have to eat a bit too.
Predator?
Inte jag äter. Va? Vem var det som knackade? Va?
Generalissimo 69 says,
Yep. I guess you googled.
Cocaine 1 PT says, I ain't got time to bleed. Generalissimo 69 says,
Cause a scrub.
Cocaine 1 PT says, which one is this? Generalissimo 69 says,
Smile, smile. Same.
Cocaine 1 PT says, Foo? Generalissimo 69 says,
Same character too.
Cocaine 1 PT says, yes.
Jag sitter och äter för fulla labbar. Jag tror att jag sa att jag skulle komma när jag hade ätit klart, eller hur? Jag tror det. Jag fixar. Tänker vi ska borsta tänderna direkt när du har ätit.
Christy says.
Oh well.
Okay. Okay. I hear you. You know, I hear what you say when you're not there. So, people, so I'm back. I just made some more food for my oldest. I'm kind of thinking that we already have places to look. I guess that we could just try the passwords on the SSH. You know, it wanted us to brute force stuff. I can just quickly look at what the rest of the questions are. So, user brute forcing. And username, password. What service do you use to access the server? And then we have a 3-letter. So we could always find out if this is the answer. That was going to test, enumerate the machine to find and the vectors for privilege escalation. What's the name of the other user you found? Yeah, and I'm saying 3-letter name here and there. And I guess this is like J and K or something like that, you know. And we'll find another password too. But it doesn't say anything about these web systems. And I'm kind of thinking that this is not... We could really read all of the things and look at all of the pages. And maybe we could do that afterwards then. But since there is SSH here, so let's try, and it tells us to brute force. It tells us to. So I'm going to open a new tab and let's do that there. So if you just do hi, and this is a the question is, should we do something special with the usernames? Right? We know that the username probably starts with a J.
Generalissimo 69 says.
Special?
Yeah, I don't know.
You mean mangle?
Yeah, but we just have one
Christy
letter.
says.
Dance on this Generalissimo to 69 web link.
By the way,
Generalissimo
did you
69
hear the
says,
music from the start
Wasn't
page?
following this anyway.
Fixerbot says.
Time to move it. 5 chair sit-ups redeemed.
Okay, sure. Gohaku, welcome back, or if you've been here all the time, thank you very
Generalissimo
much.
69 says.
Ah, nerdcore. Thanks, Christine.
That was an odd bloop. Anyway, before we do the setups, I added this song to the start.
Gohaku
So
says.
the stream start is like this.
It's only 5 sit-ups. I'll match up.
Generalissimo
AI.
69 says.
I'll listen to it later, maybe.
Christy says.
Is
Translated from Welsh.
I spent like 1 hour
Gohaku
yesterday.
says.
Stream about to
Yeah,
start.
you know, that's where I had the source. And I'm lazy. So you had to watch that for 2 seconds. You did hear the music, right? You heard the music? Let's move that for a bit. Let's be efficient. I have to drink first.
Christy says,
Yes.
translated from Indonesian.
So do you have any suggestions how I would find this? Teach me. We have people that know much more than me in chat. Teach me. How would I, the best way, I know that it's very probable that the username starts with a J. Should I just not care about that?
Generalissimo69 says,
Find what?
Find what? We're asked to brute force password and username. And I think I've mostly just done one of them, you know? So, and this is probably like a name, and it's probably just... We could just do like this and try and see if this works, you know? But it feels kind of stupid, because I just know that it's three
Usernames
letters
via SSH?
from this.
What is this? Old version?
I have no idea. I just clicked on what I had there before. Anyway, this is just testing to log in. What do you... what? No usernames. Yeah. What? Why shouldn't it work? Anyway, we only just know that it's
Christy
three letters
says,
from this. But I can look at the
You always
hint. I
try one
haven't.
user versus a list of pass, or a pass versus a list of users. 'Cause else, you will sleep on Hydra.
Yeah, I guess so. But we don't have anything, so how do they want us to brute force? Should we look at the hint?
Generalissimo69 says,
But how do you find out the usernames?
Yeah, but it's explicitly telling us to brute force username and password. That's why I'm thinking this. You know? It's very, very explicit in the instruction. I could have looked at the web pages more, I could have looked at other stuff more, but it tells us this. So that's why. But we can go back to the web pages and look at other stuff.
Christy
And there's
says,
also SMB, and we can
You
probably
Hydra
find
a list
something
of
there.
users versus a fake password.
You Hydra a list of users. With fake, you mean a list, right? Or like a file, word list.
And you will get the username.
Fake password.
Generalissimo69 says,
Old
Okay.
version then. I see.
Christy
Okay,
says,
so the password doesn't have to be
Put a
right.
fake password.
Okay, so the password doesn't have to be right.
Password.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So can we do this with SSH then, as I had typed but change it? So instead of this, but how would we know the password? Or, I mean, the usernames? That's not really a Hydra thing, is it? Is that a Hydra thing to do?
You will get a match.
Okay. Okay, so we just do
It is in the
L.
user list.
We don't have a user list. We just have, for example, RockU.
Generalissimo69 says,
Yes, I
bet the
think so
username is
too.
somewhere else.
But
Christy
I'm
says,
reading what it says,
I mean,
okay?
you can try.
I'm reading what it says, and I want to take the opportunity to learn how to do this.
Generalissimo69 says,
You missed something.
No, I haven't looked at all the places because I want to try this. So please. But if you have suggestions, okay, you can give me suggestions. But as you know, Generosimo, I don't want to do this quickly. I don't want to do the right thing first. I want to do all the things and try stuff, you know? So that I learn as much as I can.
My suggestion to find out the usernames from other place.
Yes, but that's not what the suggestion is to look
You're
at.
gonna do a mistake right now.
But I'm not going to do a mistake. I might learn that it's not a good idea. And then I've learned something. Okay? You're so direction. I want to look at all the directions, okay?
Good luck.
And I have a web page I haven't looked at. I haven't looked at this. There's probably some information here that I can find, you know. Yeah? Like there's users and stuff. I don't want to look at this now because they told us to brute force, so let's try that. And they tried us to brute force username and password. Maybe they're just... We can look at the hint. But I want to see how I would do it if I needed to do it. Let's say that we didn't find anything. Imagine that there's no way to find any other information. This is all we have. Then I want to know what to do in that situation, you know? So that's what. And now Christy gave me the tip that we could actually just do password. And then we would possibly get something at least. And this is not even the right IP, you know?
Yes. What's on the Nmap output?
Okay. I've said that I will not look
Christy
at Samba
says,
yet. I will not look
Just
at
get
any
it going on
the
the ground and
sled.
do other stuff in between.
Yeah, but Generalissimo is very single-minded, so I'm getting overruled. I don't know why you want me to look here. Because I've said that I don't want, like, even more information right now.
Generalissimo 69 says,
On the opposite. You are
Okay.
thinking in linear terms.
I'm thinking in linear terms. Okay, sure. So how do I think in
You
non-linear
need to
terms?
check other protocols as SSH isn't supposed to give you valid usernames.
Yes, but I want to try SSH. I have said that I'm not going to look at Samba. I'm not going to look at the webpage yet. If I don't find anything on SSH, I will do that. Okay? That's the plan. I'm going to do that. But first I asked for suggestions, then I made a plan. Okay? If you had been earlier, before I had decided.
The plan is to use Rockio on users and passwords.
No, the plan is to enter the IP address and then we'll see what on earth we'll do. I have no clue yet. So Christy told me that I would find something. I don't think there are anything resembling usernames in here, but of course there are like random text strings.
Christy
So
says,
it's possible.
SSH we hydron? Oh well.
So is this what you meant? Or do you mean that we just do a password, a list with SSH itself? And like make a script connect with SSH that way? Because we could do that, of course. But this is how I understood what you told me to do. To try with the password. I'm waiting for the reply. Because otherwise I might have tried something else. But if you have any examples...
Generalissimo 69 says,
So Christy is the one to blame. Now I understand. D. SMB is my suggestion.
Christy
Yeah,
says,
that's what I would have
I said
thought.
try a list with a password of passwords.
Generalissimo 69 says,
Null or anonymous login.
So, let's say that we want to try random usernames and random passwords, right? And I understand that if we would do Rocky on both, it would just go exponentially up. Kinda much.
It's semi-guided room. It doesn't supposed to tell you exactly what to do, lol.
I'm not looking at the things. I'm not... Ah! I'm just getting frustrated from this. So either you let me try stuff, or And when you tell me
Check
things,
SMB and win.
no. Let's go up here and look what you said, Christy, and see what I popped up
Translated
this
from
Hydra
Dutch.
line, okay? Christy, and you said, so let's see. You Hydra a list of users
On what
versus
user?
a fake
Christy.
password.
Christy says.
We can't see.
I know, cause this is on my screen, you can't see. It's just my chat, but okay.
List of users from cyclists.
Okay, sure. Because this is what you said, so I said, okay, let's try that then.
69 says.
With Rockio for passwords.
Yeah, but you said one fake password, and actually put a fake password
Christy
and
says.
just use exactly
And
password.
a password.
Yeah, so that's why I've added. I have not
Generalissimo
changed the list
69
yet.
says.
I have
I
not changed
see.
the list yet.
Christy
Okay,
says.
so I
I
just
think I said
edited
that 4
this.
times.
Yes,
Generalissimo
but
69
Generalissimo didn't
says.
hear it, so
Let's do it.
So let's look now. What do we have here? We can open a new tab and look at it. And I'm lazy, so I'll just copy the path. There. So. So let's see what we have here. Do we have anything called usernames? It sounds kind of odd to me. And you said cyclists, right? I think you did. Let's look here. Usernames. Okay, so there is usernames. CD user names. And I
Christy
realize
says.
some are very short.
Yay, there you find lists of usernames.
Yeah. So any
Now,
suggestions?
the grammar of usernames is important.
Generalissimo 69 says.
Check the hint BTW.
No, I'm not going to look at the hint. I don't want to. That will be
just looked at it.
destroying.
Christy says.
Yes, I don't want
But
to.
we suppose is one name per line.
Generalissimo
One name per
69
line.
says.
Yeah.
The hint is to check SMB.
I know. I
So
can
you
figure
were both
that
wrong.
out.
I win.
But Generalissimo, please, did you hear anything I said? Why don't you listen? And I said I didn't want to know the hint, right? And I said I think it's there, but I don't
I
want to
did.
look there now,
But
okay?
I still win.
No, you lose. You broke the rules. You cheated, so you're out of the game, okay? If you cheat, like say something that you're not supposed to, then you're out of
I'm
the
the best.
game.
Christy says.
He covered his big ears.
Yeah, I think so. Because if you don't listen to the rules and you ignore the rules and you break the rules, then you're out of the game. That's the usual way. So now we just need to select what file to use, and we can use a huge one because I assume that they will start with 3-letter
69 says.
combinations.
Rules are meant to be broken down.
Okay. I more like think that passwords are meant to be broken. But okay, if that's what you think.
Christy says.
Who said that?
Top usernames short list. That's a very short list. I have to look at that one. Cat top. Okay. That's not the list.
Generalissimo 69 says.
Dunno.
You guys are kind of annoying sometimes. But I like you too. But when you tell someone the hint, when they say they don't want the hint, then I wonder if you're more than 15-year-old.
Christy says,
15 years old.
Jinx, League of Legends.
What? Is that some kind of game or something? So I'm more like thinking generate a list of 3-letter things.
A joke
but
attempt. How
that's
lovely.
just
D.
from cheating. So let's assume we couldn't cheat. So why is this one called dupe and shorter? Right. So why is this one called this and shorter? I don't want to read this, you know. Have they just removed duplicates from this one? That's what I'm thinking. Let's
This is
look at the
going to
names
fail.
too. I don't care. Get it? I don't care if it fails. The point of you learn when you fail, okay? If you're an adult, that is. No, these are actual names, right? We don't want actual names.
What do you learn here? How to use Hydra and fail.
I learned
D.
how to control my temper from not getting annoyed at you more than I already am. That's what I learn currently, because I'm not thinking of much else.
Christy says.
D.
Deep breaths.
Generalissimo to 69 says.
That's just standard training when I'm here.
Yeah. So I think actually, if we look at the main directory, I would like it not to go to this. Why does it do that? If I make a new one, you know, I want it to go to home. I don't want it to go to the other one. Somewhere here we have a simple file. And if this was a real box, then I would look at Samba. But as I told you, I would have looked at a web page a bit, then I would have looked at Samba. Because there might have been names on the website that were easier to find. But now this is me trying to learn to actually see if it's at all possible to do this, because I've never tried to brute force the names. There's a file here somewhere. 3 digits. There it is. So this is 3 digits, but I don't think it's 3 digits. So if we cut to, is it a 3 actually? And I just read it.
Rubber baby buggy bumper.
I'm scrolling down. Rubber baby buggy bumper. Trying to say things I can't hear from the TTS with that voice. Yeah, it's an actual 3. So this is... Yeah, I get it. And there was another one, 3.
Christy says.
General news lol.
Translated from Italian.
That's the only one. Okay. I didn't know I could get all of this list. My goodness. I think I saw something when I clicked something before. that actually was like letters. Oh my god, I can't read these lists. I need this list. I can't read those messy ones. So, we looked at the 3 digits. It's actually hex digits. That means I might not have another one. But I'm thinking it would be kind of nice to have such a list. So maybe we'll try to remember how it works. We have something called list.txt. List, output. Oh, there's that one. And here's the usernames.
Generalissimo 69 says,
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking for a file. User names. Okay. Because I'm thinking what these were. I'm looking at my files. And I thought that I might have one with just letters. 3 letters. And that would have been fun to test that one, but I don't think I have it. I think it was 3 digits. So let's practice by making a new file. And I'm sorry if you're going crazy at my speed. Because it's so very, very, very slow. Notes.
I have better suggestion.
Oh my goodness. How will I learn?
But it would take a long time anyway.
Okay, what's your suggestion? You can tell me.
Generate a word list out of 3 lowercase letters.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So let's see. I don't remember it in my head, so that's why I'm looking for.
It would take a long time though. Better to check SMB smile.
Yes, but I want to, you know. It will take double the time if you all the time try to convince me not to do it. Okay? I don't think it's over here. Maybe in commands though. No, I think it's like in my I think it's in like cracking and brute force.
So you
and
know
stuff.
we're mistaking and still doing it.
No, it's not a mistake, it's learning. Don't you understand? Do you not really not understand what I'm doing? That I want to learn how to do it
Nothing
in
to learn
case
here.
I wouldn't have any other way to do it. Yes, it is. I have never done it. Okay? I have never tried to brute force a username. So I'm going to
Crunch
try
3 ABC.
Yeah, crunch, okay. But I think I have a note. There it is. Okay. Oh, look. It bugged. It's dead. It's dead. Yeah. Yeah. So, we don't need the numbers. So let's do 3 letters. And change this one. Can't you do like A2? And I think also you can do this kind of thing with John, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z in Swedish. There. The alphabet in English would be much slower. There, so we have our little list. Let's see how big it is. Let's go to the top again. So here it is. So it's not very huge, it's 70,000 lines. So now we can go back here. Here, I mean, there. And this file is now in our current directory. And it's called 3L tab. There. And this is now, the password bit is on your suggestion, Christy. So I hope that it works. I really do. Are you sure? Are you 100% sure, Christy? 100%. We'll just start it anyway. We'll see if we can see anything. Because I'm thinking that the password will be wrong, you know. So how could anything work if it's a wrong password?
Christy says.
Well, I hoped for an actual list of names.
Yeah, but then we could have just tested them manually. This is for the brute forcing attempt. Will we find anything when it's the wrong password? Right? Will we? If it's like 3 usernames or 20, then we don't need to brute force it, right? If we have 17,000 possibilities, then we do need.
No idea.
Because I wouldn't guess that this would get any. I would have to make a script or something, like checking it. That could be fun to do, but maybe not on a Friday night. And tomorrow I will have to do my taxes, unfortunately. Which means doing the bookkeeping for my company for 1 year, because I haven't done anything. But it's not a lot, just a few invoices. I have to go through all the stuff I bought though, see what's actually the company's. Let's eat a bit. Alright, you don't even see what it's doing. I don't think this will give anything at all. You know? But I just did it because of you said that it should work, Christy. So we'll see.
General listener for 69 says.
So Christy is the one to blame, smile smile, for this meaningless activity.
It's not meaningless. If this doesn't work, we'll Google. And I mean we'll Google when I have eaten a few bites.
Google what? D.
A way to get results from just the password and an SSH login.
Not possible. Maybe in the old versions of SSH it was possible with a misconfig smile smile.
Mm-hmm.
Dadzao says.
And that's
Sheep
why I
viewers
don't
and
think this
followers
will
on
work.
Stream Boo. Web link.
No ads here, and no one clicks the link, of course.
Generalissimo 69 says.
Shut up, bot.
If it's a bot, will it hear you? The true logic. It's still complaining for the 5th time when ChatGPT replied with the same reply, and you telling it it's wrong, and it's saying I'm sorry and repeating the same reply. If you do the same thing after the 5th time, then and expect a new answer.
Christy says.
Oh man, I have to recover a VM I deleted like an idiot.
Oh. There, let's Google now. I have to drink first though. But it's interesting to see the speed. It's like at 2000 now, so this is not impossible to pass through in case we had a password that we wanted to test with, you know? Right? So this is good to know. We learned something, Generalissimo. We learned something from just test running this, right? And also we have a few re-attempts. So maybe we're like...
Generalissimo 69 says.
You learn that this is meaningless.
No.
Smile, smile.
You will never give up. You will never confirm that I learned something from this, right? Whatever we find, even if it would actually, maybe the password is password, you know? It did say that you have to change this password, right? We have that message. Also, this is what you're not supposed to say, even if it's very improbable that it's not password. I don't want to know
My
anything,
answers
you
are
know.
submitted to this room, so I know them.
Okay. So let's Google now. First we can look at the. Should we look at the web page now? Let's Google first. So, or I'm thinking this is a bit too advanced question for ChatGPT, but we can give it a try and see what it says. Is it at all possible to root force SSH user names without a password? Is that obvious enough? Technically, yes. It's possible to brute force SSH usernames without a password, but it's generally ineffective and not practical due to the vast number of possible usernames. SSH by design does not limit the number of authentication attempts to usernames. However, successfully brute forcing username is highly unlikely for several reasons. I can do a quick test, right? I'm going to do a quick test. So let's assume that that a username that we don't think exists and one that we think may exist, and just test something that's probably not there. So, new tab. And if we SSH.
The answer you wanted was in the second point GPT was making. Config.
Yes, but I want to test first. So I'm not interested in reading that until I've tested. Okay? So the order of I'm doing things in is important to me, you know? So I don't think there's a user called Que at, what was the IP? And if I'm doing like random learning and I'm asking you, do you have anything to these notes to add? Then I would love for you to just fill in information. That would be great. But when I'm actually testing something, so if we have this, you know, and this kind of should work, right? If the IP address is correct and SSH is open and the username exists, right? Shouldn't this work with the correct username? Because if we write a bad username, we don't get the question for the password. And then we can easily brute force it if that is true. Connection closed, you know. We don't have a correct password that we can test with. We can just test something like this, you know. Or test... oh, well, I guess I should put the address there, JJJ, whatever. Look, we have a different. Isn't that stupid? What do you think? This means that there's probably a user with that name, because the other ones didn't work.
There isn't.
There isn't? Why is it different?
The connection was closed because you are brute forcing.
Okay, so it would have gotten this if it wasn't any other connections up. Because that's what I was... This is not secure if it is like this, you know. But if it reacts the same, then it's secure.
It would have got the same prompt every time.
Good.
Test it if you want. Close Hydra.
It will close itself soon. Okay, let's read the information now. And actually, let's do this.
Technically, yes, it's possible to brute force SSH usernames without a password, but it's generally ineffective and not practical due to the vast number of possible usernames. SSH, by design, does not limit the number of authentication attempts for usernames. However, successful brute forcing of usernames is highly unlikely for several reasons. Username complexity. Usernames can vary widely in complexity and length, making brute forcing them an impractical task. User enumeration. Many SSH servers are configured to hide whether a username exists or not to prevent user enumeration attacks, making brute forcing even more challenging. Rate limiting and account lockout. Many SSH servers implement rate limiting mechanisms or account lockout policies after a certain number of failed login attempts, which would thwart brute force attempts. Network and computational resources. Even with powerful hardware, brute forcing large numbers of potential usernames can be time-consuming and resource-intensive. In practice, attackers usually focus on brute forcing passwords rather than usernames because the number of possible passwords is typically smaller than the number of possible usernames, and passwords are often less complex. Additionally, modern security measures such as multi-factor authentication, MFA, and intrusion detection systems, IDS, further mitigate the effectiveness of brute force attacks.
So well, the thing is here we don't know any of the configuration, of course, unless I shut down the Hydra thing. Oh right, I just realized we have another project too that's on my table. Maybe we should install this. And it's also, time is going by, passing by kind of quickly. I guess I will look at the web page, and if I don't find anything there, and this is still going there, though I don't think we'll ever get any replies then from the password thing. That was Christie's test. And I asked you if you were sure. We'll see. So let's see what he says about this page.
I trust Christie.
Okay, I've been messing with that Strat stuff, and it's pretty cool. I think it might be neat to host it on the server too. Example, REST version. I'm using version. This is so like, why?
You have hints here.
Yeah, so this is like so crazy stuff. And SMB.
2 users.
So
one with J, one with K.
Yes, but I said this. Didn't you? Were you not here when I read this? Well, I chat on. I'm not going to. Yeah, okay. So I read this before, you know.
I wasn't.
Okay, I read this and I pointed these things out and stuff. And that's why we looked for the other web page too, or rather, we would have anyway. And we also have this other message.
Then you should have made a better word list. That starts with J or K.
Yes. But I told you when I made it.
So here
just
is another
before.
mistake.
Okay. I did actually ask you guys if there was an easy way to make a list with just those letters first. I did. But maybe it was before you came then.
You didn't ask me.
Okay. Why do I mix eating candy with the food? The food is better. So the only reason I did this was to test it, how it would, how slow it would go, how it would look like. And then I was going to do for 2 lists, and Christy said that you can do it with 1 password. And I was like, really? And she says yes, so, but I don't see how that would work. But anyway, we're testing it. But I'm thinking But that's like when you're reading a good book, and someone always tells the end, That's why I don't like those kind of replies. Do you understand, Generalissimo, why I don't want you to say those things? Because I am testing it, and it's
I said
looking...
it before you did it.
Yes, that's even worse. That's the worst. And you also read the hint when I asked you not to.
Listen to Christine.
No, because I was
no
going to
reason.
in some way. In some way, I wanted to try the brute forcing of the login name.
She trolled you.
I have to
This
do
can't be
deep
real
breaths
suggestion.
again. Well, anyway, she changed it to be like I thought you would
Kappa.
only have a few
Translated from
usernames.
Icelandic.
Yeah, I get that. And I'm also thinking that it would be kind of impossible to test this at all with a password list too, because it would be like infinite, Rock you plus 17,000, so 70,000 times the lines in Rock you. It wouldn't be even, I wouldn't get started even before the box is finished. I mean, it runs out the time. Oh, burp, sorry.
Critical thinking. I like it.
What? Well, so I'm thinking, is there any way to do this? So maybe we should Google it, or maybe like Google how, because there might be a situation when people has to do it. What is the best way to brute force both username and password? And we will also ask this to GPT, and we will check this reply first. And every time I'm surprised that it doesn't say anything like, I shouldn't give you tips on this, or something like that. This was almost just a test to see, but it did answer.
In real life, the best thing to do is to enumerate users via Office 365 API.
Yeah.
Not relevant here.
Yeah. But that's a good thing, and that's a thing that we can... But it's not brute forcing. It's not actually the answer to this question.
What is relevant here is SMB smile.
Yeah, but do you understand that when you say this and that you reveal that the tip is that, then the value of my own insight that it was actually the thing that I was going to do next, it disappears. So it removes the joy for me to finding something later. Do you understand that you destroy the part of the joy of this when you say things like that?
I value time.
Yeah, but you don't have to be here. And you destroyed a part of the joy for me in doing this, while saying those things. I don't think you understand what you do. When I tell you not to say, yes, you did.
Pre-breakfast banana says, maybe Metasploit and dictionary. We need at least common username like admin. If it's a known app, you might find the common user.
Yeah.
Generalissimo to 69 says,
you can't handle the truth. Another movie quote, tongue.
Yeah, but I just want you to understand that I usually say I don't want any hints, right? And that applies now too, unless I ask for them. So, this is a learning room. So it's not a box, so that's not as strict in this one, of course, but it's still a box-like learning room. There is not like the learning texts in here. This is more like a box, but it's still in the learning path. And there are hints that I have chosen not to read on purpose, you know? I have not looked at them on purpose.
So it's not a learning room. D.
Yeah, and that disqualifies your approval to give me tips if I don't ask for them, okay? So you kind of proved your own error or whatever.
You listen to Christy.
But
Why
she
not listen to you?
answered the question here that I was asking. A way to brute force both of these. She had a suggestion for a way to try it. She didn't say, don't do that, do this instead, because this is the right way to do it. You know? She says, I was asking, how would you do this if you would have to do it? Right? Because that situation might occur. There might not be any way to get to the actual username. No, it's not a suggestion on how to do it. It's not a suggestion on how to do it. Okay? So I'm just going to read this now. Okay? Brute forcing, and thank you, pre-breakfast banana. I didn't ignore you, and I kinda did. Well, I was kinda overrun by messages.
Christy says,
maybe Metasploit and
General
dictionary.
is jealous. I got it.
Generalissimo to 69 says,
Or welcome. D. Oh. Okay.
Pre-breakfast banana says, we could call the company and say we need to do maintenance on their software. That wouldn't be ethical though. Generalissimo to 69
Yeah, right.
says,
Christy, I have no competition.
Yeah, so in the real world, there are different
Christy
options you
says,
can do than you
Generalissimo
can in the
69,
CTF
yes,
or on
yes,
like
Tom.
a very limited test
Generalissimo
box
to
like this.
69 says,
I'm the best. Kappa.
translated from Icelandic.
So I'm actually going to paste here. Let's see.
Christy
that was
says,
that win.
Same Generalissimo to 69.
So this is an actual suggestion on something to do that I have not said also. But maybe that I thought, you know, but I did not think Metasploit maybe because I don't, you know, I'm the biggest fan of Metasploit, but
You think there
I'm
is no
also
place
a
under the sky
noob.
for two alphas? Generalissimo to 69.
Yeah, call the company. That was your next one. So let's see, what did I miss of your messages when I was actually talking? That's why I should have the TTS pausing working, and Security Live said he would look at it. So we'll see if it works soon again.
Generalissimo to 69
No
says,
place in the sky.
Under the sky? Sure. But not in cyberspace, Kappa.
Pre-breakfast banana says, Metasploit instructions are iffy. Often tutorials don't work for me. I think Hydra might be something to try.
Yeah, I think Hydra, it's, let's call it logical, but I don't think that it will get a positive hit
Generalissimo
with a
69
password that's
says,
not right.
Mess with the best.
That's the
Die
thing.
like the rest.
But
Christy
said that he thought it would.
Generalissimo to 69 Ailmouth.
So we'll
copy.
see it. It can finish.
Generalissimo
It
to
has
69
like
says,
gone almost
There's a
halfway.
movie quote for you. D.
It can be allowed to finish. So, let's look at what it says here. It's
Almost.
giving us hacking tips here.
Not even halfway.
Yeah. There you see, one of the differences between you and me is that I see everything positive. You know, it's almost halfway, and you say it's not even half the way. You know, there's a difference. It's a big difference. You should be positive and see good things in life.
It's just wrong. D.
Yeah, because only your opinion matters,
Nothing
right?
to do with attitude. D.
I have learned one thing, that there's no idea to do logical
7K
discussions
out of
with you.
17K is not almost done, lol.
No, it's almost halfway. I said almost halfway. I'm brute forcing both username as highly discouraged and often considered illegal if attempted without explicit position. Well, all kinds of. I guess it's kind of tiny parenthesis there. Ancestors you don't own or
It's
manage.
all
However, in
Christine's fault.
situations where you have explicit permission
I
to
don't
test
judge
security
you.
in a system, such as penetration testing scenario, observe how it does this. It doesn't say I can't answer this
Breakfast
because
Banana says,
it just says
I
that
hope
it's
that's
only
obvious
allowed
that
in
it's
this
illegal.
situation.
My goodness.
Yeah, but it's trying to protect itself, from I don't give illegal tips, but this is the answer. So that's much better than saying no, I won't answer this, and then you have to say, oh, this is for penetration testing, or this is for a CTF. I've really never hit that, but some people have had problems with that apparently. Maybe it's how I phrase my questions. Though this one was a second question in here. If it had been the first, maybe I would have said something.
GPT, how can I get $1 million? You could rob a bank, but that's illegal. Lol.
Yeah, almost like that. Use a combination of wordless containing common usernames and passwords. Tools like Hydra, and then we have a suggestion that I don't know, so let's look at that. And Metasploit can automate this process. We got a new name, and maybe we should have written tool. And it's apparently in Kali tools too. Speedy, massively parallel modular login brute force. The goal is to support its many services as service will allow.
Generalissimo 69 says,
So now let's try to do the same thing but with Medusa. D.
Cocaine 1 PT says,
But we
Isn't
need to
Medusa
learn
outdated?
about the
Pre-breakfast
tools, even
Banana
if we
says,
don't use them.
Don't look at Medusa. Oh no, frown frown. Generalissimo
Okay.
69 says,
This is fun. Pre-breakfast banana, exactly. You'll get stoned.
Don't
Although I
look
like to
at the
get
eyes.
stoned.
That's all you need, right? Not looking at the eyes. Support as many services which allow remote authentication as possible. The author considers following key features: thread-based parallel testing, brute force testing can be performed against multiple host users and passwords concurrently. Flexible user input. What does it mean with that? Target information, host user password can be
Pre-breakfast Banana says,
specified an array
That
of
sounds
ways.
pretty nice.
For example, each item can be either a single entry or a file containing multiple entries. And I don't have paid GPT, so it's old information, so it's not new
How many
thing.
boxes you finished in the last 2 hours? You weren't here.
Additionally, a combination file format allows the user to refine their target listening modular design. Each service module exists. So let's add this to our list of tools. To the notes. And the notes is the trying to keep the learning in the head, in the brain. But it's not in the brain, it's also in the notes, so we can remember it better. So sorry.
Pre-breakfast banana
We
says,
want to go there, please.
I love your no 9 Tess.
No notes.
Is that a bunch
Oh.
of files or just one file?
These are, let me show you. If we just do show in System Explorer, you can see all the files.
PT says,
And this is just a folder.
To 69 none.
So it's very nice, and this is why I like it, because I can just put any file type here, and I also have like code and stuff.
Breakfast banana says,
before I organized it differently, before I made the public notes.
69 says,
So what meaningless activity you're doing? Cocaine 1 PT.
Yeah, so anyway, you can have anything in here. So let's see my public notes now. When I switched from just having this Obsidian as my project in Obsidian, then it kind of lost stuff. So I guess I could just copy the files for the... But there is one plugin that's not available anymore, so I guess I'll have to, like, copy the files. But not now. So let's go to the programming. Or either we could just open it here, you know. Let's go here and open this as code. In code. Open with code. And we can have the same structure here. And we can look here. And maybe we have an exploit code that's in some of this. Or we could go to the programming one. Let's actually close it again because it's so much. And if we look at like Python, and this is in the so let's look at something tiny here. Just the import line on that one so far. The same file is actually here, but I have not added so I can see them yet, I believe. We could do a quick test. Let's see if it works now. So Python, and we can see Pi. So I can click Pi files too, but it doesn't show them in the right way. I had another plugin that showed it better before. So that's you can add plugins. There's community plugins. Now we can like browse. So let's say Python. So we can find something maybe that shows the Python scripts better. But if I'm going to edit them, I would just like to see them as text here actually, not the markdown stuff. Yeah. I installed something to show files as text, but it didn't really work as well as the old one. So if I open this one and select my old one,
Pre-breakfast banana says,
and go to
I'm
public,
happy hacking.
in here. Okay, have a great evening, Friday night, whatever your time zone is. Thanks for being here. So this is why I like Obsidian to do this. Let's see how this looks here. So here it's just shown as text. This is much better. And then if I'm going to edit it, I can open it in code. The plugin here. Let's take the opportunity to fix this. And it's past 22, and we don't want to go over 10 hours at least, but that's a bit off still. I didn't plan to stream this long today, but now I kind of feel I have to finish that room with all the opinions, right? But it's the learning that's important. And right now we're Googling the Medusa tool, and I'm going to add it to the notes. But since I have this question here.
Generalissimo 69 says.
No, I don't want to finish it like that.
Check SMB. D.
Let's look at the chat history and see how many times you said that. And then you look at the old video where I said I will check that before you started saying it. I will do it when I'm done with the other stuff. Because I don't want to... You know, it's like me making notes before I finish so that I don't forget to do it, you know? I want to test all the things. So right now we're actually looking for updates. No, community plugins. So this is the one, the plain text, and it has options. And I put Python here, so all the Python files, all the files with extension py are seen as text, and that's all I want. And I haven't found any other plugin that does this. So I'm thinking we could probably just copy this file. What's this? Hotkeys. Okay. So if we close this one, go back to the files, and look in the .obsidian plugins, and then we have the plain text one here. So I guess that these files, if I just copy this to the other one, and we'll just see what happens, you know? It can't get worse from not working as I want. So public and Obsidian and plugins. And I did actually paste it here already. And I think I have restarted it too. Can I do how I done that? Yeah, so it's here. It's not enabled. So we probably get the feature. If I had just read here, I wouldn't have had to do that. So now we know that just copying the files of the plugin that's no longer available works. And hopefully the py files should now not look like this. I have to remove the other plugin too. The horrible one. OpenSMD. We want to just buy this. We don't want that. So let's look at Python now. We have to configure also the other one. So settings, py. Maybe we'll need to restart. I tried clicking. So Python, closing. We can always disable the plugin, enable it, and try. So Python is not showing the files right as it did. And we have community plugins, plain text, and plain text. I'm just going to close it with it off and open it again. Never know what it does, you know. And also I disabled the other one before I did that, so settings, no extensions. So this looks better because we didn't set any settings here before. They were just copied. So now it's hopefully like enabled. Save there. There. So if we go down all the way again, how far is it really? Infinite distance. We have the py files again and they look texty. That's nice. So we fixed the problem and learned a bit about how the plugins work too at the same time. Right? Isn't that the purpose of it all? So, why is this open? Why is this open? So, I don't know if I still manage to have what I'm supposed to paste here. We will see. No. Let's copy it again. So now we have Medusa too. Let's just say Hydra. And that too bad Pre-Breakfast Banana left because he talked about Metasploit in this functionality. Not that I really feel a need to explore that. So
why not? Let's learn smile smile.
Yeah, it's just me that I feel like Metasploit is cheating almost. And you don't do things yourself, you just use some kind of finished thing and you don't learn what you don't have to know what you're doing at all, right? But you should know how to use it in case you need to use it. But you don't have to, if there are other ways to do things, you should learn them first. So that's kind of my thought, I think. And I don't know how to do this with Medusa, for example, first. So we can just look at the syntax of this too and see how it differs. Modular design, independent mod files, Perl network login auditor. And there's a help file and there's nothing else. Default everything large. Tools, categories, information gathering, passwords, vulnerability, web. Web means that it can also do web then, which is kind of almost obvious, right? So I assume we have this tool actually. By the way, we're over halfway now. Not that I care if it finishes, though I would kind of like the output afterward. Didn't find anything, I assume, but it might say well, will it actually stop it if it finds something? Depends on the configuration of Hydra, right?
It won't.
No, it won't. Okay.
'Cause it won't find anything.
I'm kind of assuming it won't find anything. But still, I want to see how the output looks, so that I know how the output looks. We could have done it with a shorter text file. Yes, we could have. But now it's just 500 left. 5,000 left, I mean. Nothing. Nothing left. At least if I just read a bit more about this. So...
I like your attitude, smile smile.
Okay.
I'm wrong. Let's do it anyway. D.
But it's not wrong. It's learning and testing different things. And the purpose is not to find the answer when I'm doing a learning room. The purpose is to learn as many things as possible. And then I'm winning. I'm gaining knowledge. And right when we're looking here, and I saw that there was something I didn't know. We just looked it up at once, and now I have new knowledge about this tool. It's not much, it's just that it's, well, I guess we could add this text, like, right? Medusa is intended to be a speedy, parallel, modular login brute forces.
We used Medusa until like 10 years ago.
Okay. The goal is to support as many services as possible. So we can just add this to the note. So if someone mentions this now, I won't be like, right? Even if it's 10 years old. I still have a clue what it is, which is kind of nice. I'm not going to try it right now because it is 22:25. So now we have searched for it. So let's see what someone says that's not you. I always want several sources for my information, and these files are updated 3 weeks ago, meaning it's not dead. And it's copyright 2024. And this seems to be the page. 620 stars. Let's look at the different. Do we have any other? Like GitHub pages or something? I don't think so, right here. GitHub Medusa. Banner is framework based. This is something else. So I think this is the correct page. Okay, Christy.
Lol, I'm a walk dog meanwhile.
Do that. You have... But I'm not waiting for it, you know. I'm just doing what I would do anyway. So... let's also add a link. I usually put the link first, though. So now I know what this is. I have a clue. If someone would mention it, I would know what they were talking about, kinda, you know? And we started here, and I didn't read more on this, so... Tools like Hydra, Medusa, or Metasploit can automate this process. However, success heavily depends on the quality and comprehensiveness of the word list, right? Custom scripting. Write custom scripts to generate username and password combination based on known patterns or characteristics of the target system's user base. For example,
Generalissimo
you might
to
combine
69
common
says,
first names
Sure,
with common password.
run away.
Dictionary attack, similar to the word list attack. So custom scripting. I didn't really read what I was reading apparently. So word list. So what did they say here? Focus on generating. Okay, generating. Yeah. So this is what I was thinking about. Generating stuff. And this was they might not have been here then, Generalissimo, but I asked, like, how would I generate 3-letter usernames with starting with J? The password based on dictionaries tailored to the target's organization. Mm-hmm. By the way, I think the reason they have a 3-letter one is brute forcing, right? Don't you think so? They said brute forcing. Um, utilizing previous little leak to stolen username and password. Yeah.
Now I'm bored.
Yeah, and look, it says it again.
I'll run away too.
You're allowed to if you want to. So I think we're done with that. So, right, let's see if it expired. That would be funny, right? We have 9 minutes. So, we have looked at this now. Now we can use logic, right? So let's continue with looking at the website that I didn't do, because it's possible that there are information there. Though I think it's just the default page. And let's also open the other one and see what we can get, if we can get anything there. Yeah, and that's not a real, it's not a web server, at least not like that, but we can probably send stuff there. So I really hate web stuff, actually. Not really hate it, maybe just, I don't know. I guess it's a sign I'm not good at it yet. For security, access to the manager web app is restricted. Users are defined in this. So this file is that I mentioned earlier. If it would happen to be there, it could be interesting. And this is also a place we can log into. And if it was a box, I would add this to some notes. In tab 9, access to the manager application split between different users. This is informational too. I mean, this might be used somewhere. I've never heard of it. But this is kind of boring. We'll see you later. You should have been here at the start when I run the Nmap, and I asked where I should start. Then you should have been there. And then no one answered, and I started something and got plans. And I said I'll do this and this and this order. I don't want to read all of this, and I'm getting tired. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just stop for now. Because my kids will fall asleep before I stop streaming otherwise. Yeah, this one here again. So you can find the role names. That's what we clicked, right? The roles are manager, manager status, manager script, manager GMX. And I think that's what it said. Was it? No. But the text and JMX interfaces cannot be protected. I'm sorry, I would like to finish this one today, but I will have to stop because I'm very tired now.